Hello everyone, my name is Northwest Fish Keeping and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is just going to be an update video on what's going around the tanks and what is going on currently in the situation that basically all of Washington, Oregon, and California are in. So first off, I'm going to get the part of the lockdown part. So excuse me, a couple days ago, air travel was actually restricted in all three states I just listed. I live in Washington, so I am affected by this. It doesn't really affect me. But it affects my cousins because they were gonna come up here during a little bit before Christmas. But basically, air travel got restricted, so they recommend only essential workers. And if you really, really, really need to travel, then you should go. But otherwise, if you're just going for like family matter and just traveling, they won't let you on, or they highly advise that you don't. And today, restaurants in Washington actually closed. Not all the way, just indoor dining again since cases are on the rise, which I get, but it really sucks because nobody wants to be in a second lockdown. The first one really sucked, and gotta be in the second one again. So yesterday was probably the last time I'll ever go to an LFS in a couple. I don't actually know, but based on the last lockdown, probably another couple of months, which really sucks because Black Friday and Christmas are coming up. So kind of missing out on those deals, but let's get to what is happening around the tanks because stuff in my room is actually moving around and I'm really excited for what is about to come. So here we are in front of the shell dweller tank, and the reason you don't see any of the fish out right now is because it is 11:34 at night and I just turned the light on, so they're probably all sleeping and I just disturbed them from their peace, which yeah, I'd be annoyed too. I'll try and get some b-roll of them to make sure they're all alive. Well, actually there's actually one over there. Now the main problem with this tank is that it actually flooded. Not in the sense that the whole thing spilled all over the carpet in my room, but it did drain a decent amount of 7 gallons, I would say. And it was entirely user error from me. So if I take down to the stand, right here we have the Filto Smart, I believe 200 heat up. And if you see right here, the way you're supposed to connect this, disconnect it for maintenance, is you take the outtake and intake cap right here and then you twist it to the the right. I'm not going to do it now because it'll just clog up. But I couldn't find that in the manual. So what did I do? I ended up taking the braces off right here, which is what you're supposed to do after you take the input and output cap off, and all the water that was right here, basically here up, and some of the water in the display ended up leaking out onto the carpet. I did get the carpet dried up pretty quick, but I couldn't exactly resolve the tank in the filter at the same moment since I had school. And it did take about 4 days before I could actually how do I say it, like put everything back to where it should be. So all the shell dwellers are alive, which is good. There's still 5 of them in there. They're all probably sleeping, like I said. There's one in the corner, but all of these sips or Cypricomus have died, is the best way I could put it. I don't suspect any infections of some sort. I do think it was just a stress from the tank changing parameters so quickly. But the next time I do get a batch of Cypricomus, and I do plan on getting 5, to kind of start a colony for the mid section of the tank, I am going to dose the whole tank with meds, just because to prevent any bacterial or parasitic outbreaks. So the tank is doing okay. Besides losing all the cyprochromis, everything is good. Well, except for all the algae on the glass, but I am getting some nearite snail soon. Just help with the algae, and I think they'll make some really good additions. So let's move on to the bowl and the nanoscape. So right now we are in front of the bowl, the Blackwater bowl, and the 5-gallon nanoscape. And you might be wondering, why are they out of their spots that they were? Well, I'll have to take the bowl timeline a couple days back when I did try to add some shrimp because the the API test kit told me that the whole thing was cycled, and that is probably true, but here's what happened. So I overnighted 5, well, technically 6, because companies will usually throw in an extra of what you ordered just to cover for the DOA policy, and if all of them survive, then well, you just got another specimen for free. But the first thing I noticed that was wrong was, well, I did overnight the shrimp, but 2 of them were already dead in the bag. Now 1 would have been fine because it was just a cover for the DOA policy, and I did get refunded for the second shrimp that died. The first one was okay since it was just like, they threw it in just to cover for the DOA policy, but the second one they did refund, and that was the first problem that I did notice. The second problem was, after doing a 2-hour long drip acclimation and introducing the shrimp in the tank, I only saw them for the rest of that day and then the day after that. And then after that, I saw no signs of the shrimp, and it wasn't until 4 days after I just decided to kind of stir up the botanicals to see if the shrimp pop up. They did, but not in the way you would want them to. So I did find 3 out of the 4 shrimp dead. I can tell that they've decomposed for a while, since one of the shrimp that I tried to take out had kind of ripped, like when you kind of are cutting stuff, that's kind of how it split apart. Now I only did find 3 out of the 4 that were left, but there's not much hope for the last one, since I did do a 100% water change and I didn't see it pop up. But maybe it's alive in there, but I highly doubt it, as I've already checked. The air plants though are doing all right. I'll have to get them in their own containers just so that, well, they are doing pretty nicely. They've grown and they are retaining color, so I'll probably put that on a windowsill in my house. But for the most part, this bowl is going to be replaced. I'll probably sell this on Facebook Marketplace just to get some money back, but this project didn't really go the way I wanted to. I did want to get a licorice gummy for it, an ornate licorice gummy to be exact, and build up a nice little shrimp colony, but it just didn't work out. Now the 5-gallon scape is a little bit more interesting, and there are 2 Amano shrimp in here, and if I can find her, there is also one of the red cap Medaka rice fish from the pond. And you might be asking, well, why is there only 1? That's a story for soon, I should say, but this I'll probably keep and do something new with it, because I do have kind of some ideas I want to do with this tank. But for an update on it, the white Anubias all died out except for this little rhizome right here, which I still have hope for. I think the Salvinia is blocking it, but you can probably get a better picture up here. And there goes the lid. But I have grown out Java Fern that have completely melted away, but the rhizome was still intact and it actually came back to life. So possibly that white Anubias can come back, but not really sure. Just get this out of here. But this, the 5-gallon scape and the bowl, if you can recall, were on a shelf, in my room. Well, things are changing, but I'll get into that in a bit as I do have one more piece of bad news. So this is the 50-gallon macroalgae tank that I was talking about in my update video. This was a reef tank, then it was a fowler tank, and we took it down and now I'm trying to refurbish it, which is why you see all these weird kind of white splotches, which is the acrylic polish. Funny story, I actually used about a bottle of the Novus 2 solution thingy. It did work, but it wasn't that clear. But when I started using the Novus 3, which is what I just got done polishing up, it actually looked a lot more clear. So I think the step that I missed was using 3, then 2, then 1. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Midway as I was cleaning this tank, notice something wrong. Well, you probably can't see it from here, but well, actually maybe you can, but it's mostly on the corners. Excuse me, the chair. Look at all this, all of that, and then it's also on this side as well. Look at this. So my room is a bit of a mess right now because I am moving stuff, and I did kind of rearrange stuff around my room. But notice anything about the shelf? All the tanks are gone off here. So the bowl, the nanoscape, and the frag tank are all no more on here. And the shelf is also going to be going into another room, I believe. Probably my closet, was my parents and my grandma said. But basically this is being replaced by a desk. So this desk is like an L shape, except it's made of 2. So imagine that's the main desk, and then this part would be kind of like the part that connects it to make the L. Now, why am I bringing this up exactly? Well, depending on which way I shape the L, I am going to put 2 tanks on here. So let's just say for now that the L starts from like here. This tank, which is kind of facing my door, is going to be a specialized tank, I'll say. And the reason I say specialized is because it is a modified aquarium for some special animals that have significant special requirements. Now, I'm not going to say what they are. You can go into my update video and try and get a hint. But I did change some stuff in the update. Well, I am changing some stuff that I did say in the update video. I am changing some stuff from what I said in there. And if you follow me on my Instagram, which I'll put up on the screen, you probably already have an idea of what it is. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, I highly suggest you should check it out. I do post a lot of kind of teasers and behind the scenes stuff that you really don't see on YouTube, or that will come out before YouTube. So right here, specialized aquarium. Over here, which is on the other end of the desk, I do want a cube tank. I'm also looking at a UNS 30C, I believe it is. And I kind of want to do a cornerscape with that. So specialized aquarium and then cube cornerscape over there. And the specialized aquarium is actually happening very, very soon. I might try and catch it at the Christmas sale possibly, because I kind of want to use kind of push towards getting frags for the frag tank and propagating them so I can make some money off that to help purchase the new system. Speaking of the frag tank, let's go over across the room and check on how that's doing. So this was going to be a separate video, but I decided to just put in the update video so it'll make things a lot easier. But I will include clips of going to the LFS and picking out these coral frags. So the frag tank did get new corals. I know, only about 6 days after setting up the tank, it already has corals. But all the media was actually pre-cycled. I did dose some live bacteria and kind of just put some mysis shrimp in the tank, so when the mysis shrimp breaks down into ammonia, the bacteria would have a food source and kind of convert all that ammonia to nitrite and then to nitrate. So I went to Sierra Fish and Pets, which is kind of like the closest. Well, it is the closest store, but um, it's the closest store that's not a Petco or PetSmart. I should say. Okay, I'm really messing up my words here. But as you can see, I did pick up 2 frags, and I'm gonna be honest, the frag system there isn't the cleanest, but it's also not the worst. One of them did come in with some Aptasia. Well, not just some. There's only one Aptasia right now, but I will pick up a solution for that. But and there was a little bit of algae. It's not too big of a worry right now, just because I also might be picking up something for that next week. But it's not the best frag system, I would say, but it's also not the worst since, well, there was no pest besides the one polyp of Aptasia, and the corals seem pretty healthy. So what frags did I actually pick out? So the first one you can see is a frag of Magician's Palithoas. There's, I believe, some debate about whether they are actually Palithoas or zoanthids, but it seems like everyone is naming them Palithoas when they are up for sale, so I'm just gonna call them Magician Palis. They are still small. I got them for 20 bucks, which is pretty good in my opinion, since I do have 5 polyps and I already 4 out of the 5 are opening. I can't really tell the 5th one because it's facing the back, but one polyp is already fully opened, and the other 4 that I can see are relatively opening, but they're not fully open. They're still acclimating, and they are really nice. Hopefully, they are showing good signs of kind of adjusting well. So hopefully, they will continue to grow and get that really puffy size with more of the green speckles, which is why they're called the Magicians. Now the second frag I got for $10. So all these both were cheap frags. I got both of them for $30. I wanted to start off with some kind of cheap frags from like the clearance section or like the $10 section, just to see how they do in the environment. And they're actually doing really well right now. But the second frag I got, I actually don't know the name of it. I'm not really good with zoanthid IDs since there's so many names and so many color variants. But this one, no one seems to kind of know what it is. I posted it to Reef. No one really seemed to know what it was there. I didn't get a response on Reddit, and I tried to email zoanthids.com, but I never got a response back. Sad. But it is a really nice piece. The outside is kind of like a lighter brown, and then in the center it's a where the mouth is, it's bright green under actinic lighting, which is the blue light. And I will also throw in some footage of what these polyps look like under blue light. But I have to say, it is a really nice find. About an hour after throwing it into the tank, after acclimation and dipping, the polyp that was fully open at the store was actually already fully open in my tank. So whatever kind of piece this is, hopefully if someone's watching this video and they know, please tell me in the comments. But the tentacles are kind of like a light brown. They kind of look like a weird green color under blue lighting. The dark brown kind of forms kind of like a cross on the center, and outside of the cross shape there's lighter brown, and then in the middle it's the bright green mouth or gold, which ever lighting you choose. And there's also white speckles in the middle, kind of like the Magicians, but not to the same degree. So my what do you call it, my guess right now is that it is some sort of maybe a agave zoa, because some of the agaves I've seen look like that, or kind of like a galaxy one, just due to like the white speckles. But whatever it is, I really hope it grows more polyps. After being fully open for about after an hour of acclimation and dipping and in the tank, I really have some high hopes for this polyp, and I really hope that someone can identify it and that I can end up fragging it one day and kind of spreading it out to other hobbyists, because this is a really nice piece that I found in the $10 section. I still can't believe I found such a nice piece. for such a low price. But now let's move on to the what happened. What is actually coming up next? So the last thing I would like to touch about in this video is my upload schedule. So if you've seen for like the past 2 weeks, I should say, my upload schedule has been kind of sporadic, not really uploading on the weekends, kind of just more throughout the week. And this is the thing that I would like to say. My upload schedule will be changing. I'm still aiming for at least one upload every week. Days, I'm not pretty sure because, well, I'm in high school, so I'm not, some days I could have no homework, some days I could just get a ton. So not really much time for editing, but I'm still aiming for at least one upload a week. So just make sure, turn post notifications on just so you know when I do post, because I don't really have a set upload schedule anymore. So this is the end of the video. I really hope everybody enjoyed this November update. Oh, excuse me. I really want to do more of these kind of monthly update videos, kind of just to show like what's going on that is not in kind of my other videos. And if you do like this video or like to check out any of my other content and you do like it, please consider subscribing. It is free and you can unsubscribe at any time you want. If you do like the video, make sure to hit the like button and possibly share it around to people you know and that you think would also be interested. I do have an Instagram that'll be in the description below, and I'll also post it on this screen so that you can kind of see what goes on behind the scenes and what I don't post to YouTube, because I do post a lot on Instagram. Just because it's a lot more easier, and you do get to see a lot of exclusive stuff that comes up before the YouTube videos. So if you like sneak peeks or kind of early looks, make sure to follow my Instagram. And this is Northwest Fish Keeping, and I'll see you guys next week.